These Roger Maris baseball cards will make you smile. Quick, think of your favorite Roger Maris baseball card. Now picture his face on that card. Got it? If you've picked any of the Biggie Maris issues, like his 1958 Topps rookie card or his 1962 Topps Classic follow-through, your mood has just dropped down a couple of notches. Maris is notorious for looking despondent at best, and sometimes flat-out miserable throughout his career, and most of his baseball cards reflect that idea. Heck, he seems to have aged 20 years and contracted a nasty stomach bug on his 1965 Topps card. Believe it or not, though, Maris did smile during his baseball career, and that twinkle very occasionally made it to a pasteboard. It almost, but not quite happened on his 1967 Topps card, for instance. So where can you find a grinning Maris for your plastic sheet collection? You need to look no further than your metaphorical cupboard. Breakfast of the Home Run Champions. While Topps was busy doing whatever the heck they wanted as the mothership of the hobby and monopoly holder extraordinaire during the 1950s and 60s, other companies were nibbling around the collecting edges. Fleer wooed Ted Williams into an exclusive deal and issued sets of old-time baseball greats, Babe Ruth, Ty Cobb, Cy Young, etc., for example. But kids had to convince their parents to pony up for packs of Topps or Fleer or find a way to earn their own money. Closer to home, there was a more economical alternative: food cards. In particular, Post Cereal issued cards of active players on boxes of their breakfast goodies from 1961 to 63. The cards themselves were not artistic masterpieces, featuring a small player photo, some biographical information, and a block of stats. The postcards were blank-backed because the backs were inside the cereal boxes, and the fronts were on the outside of the boxes. As you might imagine, plenty of the pasteboards arrived on the breakfast table scuffed, creased, and even torn. It was tough to get Mom to fish through all the boxes at the store to find the player you wanted, and to make sure he was in prime condition. What wasn't tough, though, was finding new images of your favorite stars, and the sheer variety must have made postcards a favorite for little leaguers across the nation. I mean, where else can you find Roger Maris smiling? Certainly not on his 1961 Topps card, or his 1962 Topps card, or his 1963 Topps card. But take a gander at his 1961 postcard, and you see a Yankee-clad Roger with a genuine grin. The 1962 Topps Roger Maris card featured the same photo. You'd think the new home run king would have warranted a new image, but at least Maris is smiling. And then, in 1963, Roger was more or less beaming. More teeth, squintier eyes, a happier man, by all appearances. Collectors, accustomed to Maris's far-off gaze and flat expression, may not have even recognized the slugger when they sat down at the breakfast table during that 3-year run. There's always room for SMILES. But Smiling Roger wasn't confined to just breakfast tables in the United States. For one thing, General Foods also included the cards on boxes of their Post cereal in Canada during the summer of 1962, complete with both French and English text. For another, they also included their cards on boxes of jell-o pudding in both 1962 and 1963. There was a slight difference in the card design between the two brands, as the 1962 jell-o cards lacked the prominent Post logo, and the 1963 jell-os were slightly smaller than their Post counterparts. These days, the main difference lies in the scarcity and pricing of the cards on the secondary market. You can see the first hints in the PSA population report, which shows that while more than 6,000 postcards from 1962 have been submitted for grading, fewer than 300 jell-o and 800 Post-Canadian pasteboards have been slabbed. The numbers are a bit more even for 1963, where PSA has graded about 3,600 Post specimens compared to around 1,900 jell-o cards. These relative populations are more or less reflected in the prices for Roger Maris's cards with their respective sets. So you can drop a pretty dime on these oddball Maris cards if you're in the high-end investment-grade collectibles. Or you can opt for a more affordable version for just a few bucks. Either way, if you've been longing to see the happy face of our longtime single-season home run king on a slab of cardboard, these Roger Maris baseball cards are sure to make you smile. Like our video? Then like our video and subscribe to our channel. waxpackgods.com